into the game, no chance for redemption. I want to see the demos on this mid. We have Omni versus Bitler. I wanna see how they're gonna go, as we've got Omni rolling out through main on this first mid, getting there a good bit earlier, gonna get some spam onto Bitler early, actually won't get anything as Bitler will remain nice and healthy as Omni gets healed up.
Mio actually going down early, and again, Ella's following it up with another headshot onto Omni, so great start here for RN Defense Squad. They take down the Dispenser too, and the Sentry on, and Coding goes down through, so some early sniper pressure gets IDS a very clean first mid-fight, and really not a lot of resistance coming up here from the side of Sanctum.
Yeah, the most that came out was a lot of damage onto Cookies on the Spy, who just got cleaned up then by Grifts, as Meth is going to get a frag onto his opposing soldier on Tesla. And you're going to see IDS kind of look at taking the enemy concrete a little bit, but they will back up. Xander's going to try and look for something, but he'll settle for the heavy and back out here. As Sanctum, they're going to look to push this even overs as they get it now.
Yeah, so, and Xander Invisible has walked into the Spy, but has managed to... No, Xander dies. Sorry, I had to focus on the two invisible spies dueling it out there, but we do actually see a pretty decent pushing coming from on the side of Sanctum to clean up Meth, but Tesla and Catfish have both gone down and they're losing a lot of pressure, but no, Coden with a nice frag actually gets taken out by Mini Sentry. They have forced out the Uber, so it's a really nice play here from Sanctum. It's a matter of just surviving, and here we go. Eternal finally counter-pops onto his Demo Man, but they don't have any support, and Catfish goes down to Ella again on the backline, and so this Uber achieves absolutely nothing. They do clean up Shy, but it's kind of all in vain as IDS maintain the point.
Yeah, just keeping that heavy alive during the Uber, you know, Eternal and Omni being the only players on their team who were in it, with Coden and Grifts both dying beforehand. Coden's going to come up to point again and get killed by Bitler. Omni will try and get a return frag onto the medic. He'll also get the heavy as well, as they're actually going to start to push across the point. Sanctum trying to fight for their first cap, but there's Mini Sentry and Ella either side of the point, just shutting down anyone who's going to try and walk onto it, but they do, with low health, clean it up at the end and get a few kills for their troubles.
Cookie is causing a bit of distraction behind, but Coden does manage to find him in the end. So yeah, a bit of control finally on the side of Sanctum, but it looks like IDS are all ready to push back in. Bond does go down as well, so, and with this wrangled Mini Sentry and Eternal on incredibly low health, there's not a lot Sanctum can do here. They're going to have to bail. Eternal is taking so much damage, does get a sandwich from his side, and there we go, the pop comes out. But they've already lost 2 frags before the Uber's even forced, and this Mini Sentry is taking so much damage that Coden's unable to focus any single players here. Meth comes in with Bomb, and Sticky is taking him out. A nice headshot cleans up Shy, but overall that was a fantastic defense there by IDS.
It really was, but I want to highlight something that some people who aren't super familiar with Highlander, or at least higher level Highlander, may not have picked up there, but in this situation, on a map like Product, you've got both of the heavies running the Tommy Slab in this situation, but the, you know, Sanctum there, they just had to do a heavy solo Uber where the heavy's walking in, and the Tommy Slab is one of the worst guns for that, because you've got lower fire rate, and as you see here, Ace gets Ubered in and ends up having to leave the entire Uber to his Scout because he can do absolutely nothing with the Tommy Slab, because the Scout is just a superior hit scan class when your fire rate is decreased by 20-odd%. So shame on the heavy mains that perma-run Tommy Slab. They just need to get good, honestly, as you're going to see Ace make me eat my words, clean up 2 kills on the flank, but hey, you know, what do I know?
Sometimes the meta works out. It's there for a reason, but, you know, we won't be too hard on these players. So we see Sanctum pushing up Cliffside here, but again, there's just the presence from IDS is looking pretty good. Ace is actually coming up behind on the heavy, and he gets Eternal. Oh, the days of flanking Tommy Slav heavies are not yet dead, as actually Drift goes down to a reflected tide. So, I mean, this is an absolute collapse from Sanctum. They still have a bit of time on the point, but they have no one who can pressure. Coden's desperately trying to go there, but Ella, who has been on an absolute rampage, cleans off Xander trying in vain. But there we go, after an incredibly dominant performance. IDS takes the first round, only giving up about 50 seconds on the clock to their opposition.
That was so dominant. Like, I'm almost speechless with how dominant that game was. I mean, I don't know that Ella died, as we're already in the second mid. Mio has managed to open up with one of the first kills Coden will die early, but it's a bit of a more even mid, as I say that Omni does get stabbed, and the combo of IDS being left alive.
Xandra's in a really good position here, but it looks like Smay should have his number. It's hard to say, but no, there we go. IDS do get this first point. I think the real thing I'm noticing here is how well Billet is playing around their team. Like, they're just not taking any unnecessary damage, and the moment they are, they're just so well protected, and they're just pumping out sticky after sticky. Like, as we see here, really good pressure onto the point, and helps get Coden down off that point. So there's a lot of pressure going off the side of Sanctum. And IDS really don't even need to take this fight here. They're just slowly, you know, the more time Sanctum try to get onto the point, the better. But they do actually get this Uber forced out, and Mio is causing a fair bit of damage on the backline. So this might be a chance for Sanctum to re-push it, regroup, and come in. But they have to heal up first. Their health isn't looking too flash.
Yeah, definitely, but I think Sanctum, they're not going to mind that too much. IDS giving up their Demo Man in that push, going to retake the point, only a minute down, and they're coming up on that Ubercharge Eternal on 80% now. But they'll lose Coden again, and I just feel like that's something that I'm seeing a bit here, is Coden just dying for seemingly no reason, as Cookies will get found by Grifts, and Zand is actually going to return a kill onto Susu with Tesla trading. But I want to see this combo of Sanctum do a better job of just like being a cohesive unit, walking around together, instead of seemingly one by one going and dying, and then Omni gets a solo over, or Coden gets a solo over.
Yeah, it feels like Coden's trying to put the team on his back more than they really should, and here we go. IDS pushing onto the point. They eventually force Uber up, but they've got so much cap time before Sanctum can even actually block the point, so they're in a prime position to just retake the point here, and that's exactly what they do. And there we go, just so much damage. Mio gets a consolation frag, but I mean, it's really not saying much, as Cookies and the rest of their team just does so much, and Sanctum don't have an answer for, I guess, just the rigid structure of how IDS are playing right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, IDS, they're looking really dominant. Cookies, he's going to look at getting a kill onto Coden here. Not even, like, Coden's not even aware that he could be there. Cookies getting another kill to his name. Doing a lot of work, despite the scoreboard not really showing it, as Mio and Grift are going to team up for some kills onto the pit classes of IDS. This might be the opening that Sanctum are looking for. Neither team has Uber yet, and both teams should know that. So you're going to see Sanctum look at getting a bit aggressive here, Omni taking some heals going forward, and Mio getting another kill onto Meth here. That's a lot of pressure down as Ace falls as well too. Mio really opening this up for his team. But Sanctum, they're just not going to walk forward. They're sitting behind the point. Members in hands, as now you've got another player going down, but you've lost two on the side of Sanctum, and the Uber's going to come out. And Eternal will likely have to, yeah, this is just another Omni solo.
Or Tesla. Oh. Tesla almost getting some fantastic damage there, just unable to clean up Shake in the end. We are seeing some pressure on the point. Catfish finally doing what he should be doing and getting that cap point, and there we go. They do finally retake, but again, so much damage already being put out on the side of IDS, and Sanctum unable to actually hold a good position right now. They're finally starting to regroup behind this rock, but it's not looking too good for them right now, as they still have a minute and 50 seconds to hold on to this point here.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like every time Sanctum managed to pull something together to get a point cap, they're a minute behind, you know? Like, you're going to see Coden and Omni here just taking a bunch of damage behind the point. Coden losing his life, Omni having to back out before he loses. And again, you know, Von and Catfish, they're going to die as well, losing their lives for the point. And IDS, they're just playing as that cohesive unit, you know?
Yeah, here we go. The prime example of that was Omni and Eternal just coming up through this low area, trying to get onto the point, and with just two players from IDS shooting them, they have to rotate all the way up to Glyph, and they just didn't have any of their team supporting them. It looks like they're finally coming up now, as Tesla is able to get a direct hit kill, which we've seen come out now. And here we go, the Uber does come out from Omni, the counter Uber comes in, but we're not seeing really anything done. Sanctum aren't taking position, they're just backing over their own side. There we go, fantastic frag by Mio onto Ella, so this could open up a lot of space if Sanctum are willing to take it, and it looks like they are. Tesla loses the Soldier Juice, but Von does get the cap just before he dies, so Sanctum finally winning in the post-Uber fight there.
Yeah, I think really what's happening here is Sanctum are coming into their own, they're playing around Mio here, they're making that space that he needs. Currently on a 6 kill streak, He needs to get back onto some high ground so he can help his team defend the point. I feel like he's been suffering a bit when he's forced to play on the slow ground, and you can see it now. The moment he's off China, IDS, they're on the point. They've identified it. Cookies knows where Mio is, I think, but he's decided to go for someone else, as his team are going to look to push forward.
Oh my god, Coden doing so much work. Sorry to cut you off there, but he single-handedly stunted this IDS push and is continually put in work. Almost dies, finally does, but I mean, he saved his team a couple of times there, and now we are seeing a demo 1v1 as Omni and his counterpart really aren't hitting any damage, and it looks like at the end of this, somehow IDS will capture the point. I'm really not... And they get the Uber force! Oh
no.
Oh, it's a recapture because of the time remaining. The Sanctum, I don't know why they gave that point up. They do cap it back, but they have to defend for 40 seconds, and they cannot afford to give the point up once. Oh, and Catfish is unable to kill a low HP heavy and gives away his life. Ace does eventually fall, but they're just losing bodies when they can't afford to.
Yeah, but I think this is... It's not the worst situation for Sanctum. They've been coming off the worst end of things when it's been those even Uber situations. Right now, they have Uber advantage, and odds are neither team is going to get Uber for this last fight. But Mio going down is not a good start. Von losing her sentry here, and Cookies, he's getting ready for a pick. He's going to wrap around house, but while that's happening, IDS, they're just walking across point. Xander will get a kill on the Bitler, who will die to Smay. Von will kill Cookies, but IDS, they're just swarming this point. No team has Uber, and they'll get a second round.
I mean, yeah, that was Mev coming out with a shit talk, and just... That wasn't even it wasn't even a particularly intricate push from IDS. They just literally slowly pressed W and, like, moved as pretty much a wall across the point. Like, there wasn't one single focused lane of attack, and it just overwhelmed Sanctum. There we go, Mia with a really early frag here on Ella to clean things up, and it looks like Sanctum have got themselves in a good position here. Bitler's putting out some good position, but there we go, Mia gets his second frag.
Cookies will get cleaned up, thank god.
Yeah,
that was the easiest position, but they're going to walk across.
Yeah, there we go. IDS finally realizing they have to back out, and again, a mid-fight won, but I mean, purely off the back of Mia hitting a couple of shots. The rest of Sanctum really didn't look too confident in that fight, but they are cleaning up some more kills, so this is the first time that they have started a round in any sort of confidence as Xander dies with the oh no.
Oh no. The famous last words of a spy main is Mio's claimed his second kill of the round on the Ella. Definitely feeling himself a bit more here. Oh no.
Cookies?
Oh no. I think Drifts may have air blasted Cookies into the pick on the Omni there.
Yeah, that was something else. The Ubers were traded, but I think that play kind of took precedent. But again,
actually did.
No, we got popped from both sides. For all that though, Sanctum really was able to hold on to point here. Xander, was he invisible?
He was invisible. He took the shot.
I think he body blocked someone from his team. But here we go. Smade's just standing on the point on no help for Zapari, capping this point up, and Sanctum are not putting any pressure on. And there we go. IDS finally get their first capture of the map, and Sanctum kind of running around like headless chickens at the moment as Coden tries to get something done, but he has no team support, and surely he'll get cleaned up on the point here. Yeah, he gets flanked from both sides, and he cleans up the pyro, but that's not enough.
Yeah, but Omni, he's really committing here. He's doing a lot of damage onto the combo. Bitler nearly dying twice to this. He's got medic.
My god, Ella.
Omni wants it. Okay, Omni won't get it, but Xander will help him there. Mio's on his 5th, killing Ella once again, but Susu's been a bit of a menace behind his own team here. We'll try to run down Mio, but Coden is there in time, and Coden will push IDS off the point. Sanctum actually taking a bit of a dominating lead here. Catfish standing on the head of Cookies, but no one realized it. He will get a... He'll get a second chance at life, but Coden came close to finding him. Cookies will make his move now, but Coden
really aggressive Uber coming in here. They bomb in on Cliffside and they clean Coden, but it's not look like they're getting that much. They get the sentry gun, but a heavy and a sentry gun is really not what you want to get out of an Uber. In saying that, they have completely regained the point, but Eternal was only 30% away from his own Uber, so how long will this last? As Mio does go down by Cookies, so that is a good opening pick here if IDS want to be a bit more aggressive here.
Yeah, definitely. In Sanctum, they're looking to push it up now. They don't have brilliant health across their team. The upper half of their roster being quite low, and oh no, Eternal dropping to the brilliant bomb by Mev.
That was just a perfectly timed bomb and some lovely placed rockets, and there we go, IDS in a fantastic position. Mio does take out Ella, which will hopefully be a good opening if they want to re-push, but Tesla and Mio go down themselves, and so the only thing they can hope for is just throwing their bodies onto the point as they have this slightly favorable respawner time, whereas IDS just look comfortable. I mean, Sanctum at the start of this match, they look like they finally had their mojo together, but it's all kind of crumbled as Coding goes down to a Seeker Trap, Omni goes down to the Flare Gun, the Uber comes out, and surely IDS are just going to clean up these players. They actually don't get any more kills, and in fact, Cookie loses their life, but they've just pressured Sanctum back so much, and they've now retaken the time advantage.
Yeah, and Eternal got caught in spawn. From what I saw, I think he missed the door. Just like got caught on the side of the wall, decided to turn and fight Vittler, and lost the melee battle very late in that fight, only just coming up. And they're ending up at about a 30% Uber disadvantage with a minute left. I think IDS at this point, the smart move might just be to get the Uber, just build it up, and then walk forward again. They've been making that play pretty consistently, and it has been doing wonders for them as Vittler and Neff actually both go down along with Susu. Tesla and Catfish, they don't want that to happen. They want to take the point, force the issue to IDS. And Sanctum will take the point relatively for free, getting 3 picks before they do it. But Cookie, he's crossing the point. I have a feeling he may be going for Mio again. That's been his main target, but Xander.
Yeah,
right there.
Oh. Xander's provided some good bodyguarding for his team in the last this round. But I really think Tesla is a lot of credit for why Sanctum have kind of wrestled back a bit of control. He did some fantastic work on the flank to just force IDS back a little bit. Here we go, the Uber actually does come out. Mio goes down, but Sanctum hold good position and they force IDS back really far, and the Uber positions are pretty even as well, so they're in a fairly advantageous position. They're not being super aggressive with their hold there, and I don't blame them because their cohesion so far hasn't really been in a place where you'd want them to, where you trust them to fight like that, but we do see IDS starting to move back up here.
Yeah, definitely. No, this is going to be their final hurrah. They've just lost advantage for the time. They've got a 10% Uber advantage coming in. Cookies, he's going forward. Does get a pick on the Grifts, and Xander dies on the other side. Mio, again, cleaning up Ella. They'll have the sniper advantage in this fight, but they will get the pick regardless, with health being absolutely appalling for them. But their players just aren't dying. I'm seeing a 40 health player after 40 health player back off of the point, and IDS are the ones still getting kills, getting Catfish. And they're leveling the time now, 20 seconds apiece. Xander and Mio, they're going to try their damnedest to try and get any kills here, but with the combo of Sanctum being really far back, just coming up on the Uber now, they're going to need a miracle to make this happen in 10 seconds.
Yeah, Tesla just got completely locked out of that flank there. Catfish might be able to clean up a kill here. He's rushing to the point. The Uber does come out. The Ubers are traded. They have got a slither of cap time, so it might be enough if they can keep bodies on point. Catfish is desperately jumping around, but no, him and Omni jump off the point. And there we go. We have Sanctum falling 3 rounds to 0 with, you'd call it a very convincing performance by the Iran defense squad. Ready up, and we are going live with map 2. This is Sanctum versus the Iran defense squad. If Iran defense squad take this, then Sanctum will be out.
Yeah, as we've got an early height control coming out from Catfish on Tesla on their own right side with Coden underneath. Coden is going to look at taking under the point early, which is not shocking to me at all, because he's the only player under there right now. He's going to look at coming up, applying a lot of pressure, and look, he's got Vittler completely turned, but in the meantime, Sanctum has not really done anything, but really nice bomb from Tesla. 2 kills onto the medic and the pyro.
That, sorry to, on the other side, Meth comes in and just 2 rocket, Eternal, so the trade's very equaling out here. Xander will get taken out, and yeah, I was unsure. Cody didn't put Sanctum in such good position, and it looked like Griffs and Eternal took a really good position early, but then Omni wasn't with them for the most part, I don't think, and so they never did anything with their positioning, so it just led to this really weird extended fight, which, I mean, it suits soldiers perfectly because you bomb in and get a couple of rockets off, which is your dream, as we actually see Mio taking down Ella, so maybe we'll see a bit of aggression, and yeah, that's exactly. Tesla's getting up a lot of damage with Omni, and this surely will get Sanctum to push into the point as Meth goes down too, but no, their health isn't good enough, so they just have to back off, and neither team has captured this first mid-pipe.
Yeah, it's still going. Coden applying a lot of pressure on this right side. I have a feeling this is something we'll see him do a lot, and I want to see if the heavy on the side of IDS will compensate and do the same. Coden will die on the point to the crouching uncloak of Cookies, and that Sanctum will finally take that mid fight.
And we do see this level 2 behind the shutter, but it is eventually taken down, and yeah, after a couple of minutes, we have Sanctum finally winning a fairly convincing fight, and again, it was Miro getting a lot of nice picks off the just open angles. We see Cookies in a really aggressive position. It uncloaks early. Catfish, their only target, and Catfish they get. And that's enough. IDS are really ready pushing in. Cookies will get spotted out here. Uber comes out, and it goes down too. I mean, if they get a few more fractures, there we go. They get Meth, they get Smay. So,
you've got Ace. Ace onto the point. Actually has his back turned to Omni. He'll eat a lot of damage.
Yeah, Ace is going to die.
The kill.
Very...
Oh no! Oh, and Eternal get the kill. Get killed rather.
Really good aggressive play from Susu there, coming in and just protecting their heavy. That's, I mean, I really thought that late death was going to be the difference. Mio actually with a fantastic headshot. Oh my god, Ella's reciprocating that in kind, and wow, this has been an interesting moment. But how? Sorry, this action has gone all over the place. But it looks like, despite Von going, despite Shaky going down, IDS will somehow retain the point, and I've completely lost track of the action here.
Yeah, and I mean, at some point in that, I know that Shaky did die, so Uber advantage is in the way of Sanctum by a good margin. Shaky's still not healing, rolling out so far away from all of their teammates. Finally start healing as they're ending up at about a 50% Uber deficit. As Heavies are going to take kills either side, Ace for Tesla. Catfish will die as well. Some stickies from Bitler as you've got the Spy. He knows where the gun is, but he'll back off. He's got Von and Kobe down.
Yeah, and again, this is exactly where IDS want them, where it's just messy fight after messy fight, and they're better at dealing with this. Here we go, they force the Uber out of Omni. He comes in, but his attention is split in so many directions. They're finally targeting the Sentry Gun, but it's wrangled and Griff's is just taken down. They'll get Ella, they'll get Smay, so it's not too bad in the end. Actually, they'll clean up Meth too. So somehow, from an absolute disastrous Uber, they come out alright, but Cookie's hiding in the back line gets Eternal. Tesla goes down too, so even when they have a glimmer of a post-Uber win, it kind of all fades away, and Coden and Xander and Catfish all go down to that Tomislav that you love so much.
God, it's just...
It's a great gun.
If either one of these heavies in this map ran the minigun, they would just be winning all of the fights. All of these fights that I'm seeing them take are close range right in front of each other. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make all that much sense to me, especially in a map like this that is quite close, but I'm sure they have their own reasons.
The Uber from IDS comes out, and I'm really not sure what forced it. And they get Omni, which is alright, but they lose Bitler, which is massive, and they've really been their carry so far. So, I mean, if you're Sanctum, you need to take this push and run with it. Tesla goes down, but they get Ace, so you will take this fight, and that's exactly what they're doing. Meth comes in with a bomb, but no, actually decides to go under instead. Comes up now, but it's just too late. No, Griff. No, sorry, that is Von spotting them out, and they're not able to get anything done. Xander goes down to the crossbow.
Eternal has Uber here, good advantage, but a lot of players are unhealthy on the side of Sanctum, but it looks like Omni wants to go forward with this, but they've got Catfish with them this time, which is something that they haven't been able to do, and Omni is so far in for Shaky.
Gets one really nice sticky, but some nice surfing there. Gets Shaky out of the way of harms, and Miro with a really good headshot onto Ace, so again, just opening up position. Cookies gets, and Susu get closing out too. Ella gets taken down. Bitler will get taken down trading with Catfish, so Sanctum finally winning these messy fights that they've really been struggling to do, as Eternal and Omni will back out from the pressure of the Pyro, but they're 10 seconds to claw back from the way of IDS, but it looks like they're doing this. Coden is racking up his kills.
Big cleanup on the post fight there, right as they pulled away their aggression. I want to use this brief downtime just to mention something I didn't get to at the beginning, is in relation to the geometry of the map. Something that we're seeing here is Mio playing a massive part in these fights, but because Sniper on this map is actually really good because of how open it is, especially when compared to its counterpart Asheville, as we had just a complete nothing Uber come out from IDS there. Coden getting the cleanup kill along with Mio onto the med at the end, Shy and Ace both falling only for Xander. Meth trying to get something behind, he'll get Mio, and actually Von will die as well. But Sanctum, they're managing to clean this up a bit more. Coden, so aggressive. He's been in this corner for about a minute
but
now.
it's been working. Bitlet hasn't turned around, and he's taking so much damage. Susu will eventually start to pressure, but
he's got to back up.
And then the Uber comes out 1 second, and Sanctum, they win their first round of this entire series, and they win it in styling fashion. Omni and Catfish doing really heavy work, and Coden just playing underneath that little balcony. He really turned the vibe, because for once it was IDS that didn't know what to do in these fights. So attention was turned in so many directions. And here we go, Omni getting to this mid-fight. Half a second before his counterpart, but is immediately forced back to the Pyro of Smay. It looks like... Yeah, they're pushing quite aggressively, though there was a lot of pressure under, but they have all backed out, and it looks like IDS are just content taking the point, but Meth will actually be our first casualty from his counterpart in Tesla, but they IDS are okay with just getting the point pressure. But here we go, Mio and Catfish getting some more opening frags, and this will surely allow Omni and Griff to start protecting the point here. Tesla has jumped over from this right side to provide a bit more damage, and it looks like it's enough, as IDS are just having to back out, and it's really just Bitler and Smay fighting right now.
Yeah, and you've got Coden actually making a play under. He's going to come up right next to Shaky here, who has absolutely no idea. Takes a lot of damage, will force the Uber.
The reserve shooter comes out and cleans up Omni. Wait, is that the reserve shooter?
Yeah, no, that was the reserve shooter, and you've got the Uber coming out from Sanctum here. Still neither team having the point, but this fight's going to drag on. Will favor Sanctum here with a lot of players going down on the side of IDS. Demo, Pyro, and Soldier all going down in quick succession, only losing Catfish for it.
Yeah, but the actually combined might of this Tomislav and Mini Sentry behind the shutter is actually a lot of pressure. Oh, Tesla picks a perfect time to bomb in, and although he doesn't get a lot of damage off, he gets fantastic zoning work, and that allows the rest of his team to just slowly crawl forward onto the point. So a really nicely timed bomb there from Tesla. Now, because there weren't any real frags, the IDS are in a good position to push back here as they actually do clean up that Soldier. Cookies has been spotted out here. No, it looks like they'll actually be able to survive on the backline, and they are right behind the medic combo, so they should be able to cause a lot of panic here as Coding goes down as well. So despite the fact Sanctum are in a good position, they're just not able to really hold control as these Ubers are exchanged.
Yeah, we're going to see Griffs actually do a really good job at separating Shaky from the team, but before it fades, they managed to regroup. Grift and Meth being casualties of the fight, Omni falling a little bit late, but Eternal getting a sword there. Eternal is, well, he's ended up with a bit of an Uber advantage for himself, getting that saw and staying alive. So I think Sanctum will, he'll be happy with that. They get the saw, they do lose the point, but for an Uber trade, and they're still about 30 seconds ahead.
It's a minimal Uber advantage though, like they will need to dot push this to perfection to really make anything out of this, if at all, but IDS are finally looking like they've built up a fairly good defense here as Tesla's not able to find his way in really at all, but...
The advantage has become a lot bigger. It's turned into a 30% advantage. They're walking in. They've got.
And here we go. Yeah, they get Ace, they get Bitler. They're the two frags you want to get immediately. The Pyro's doing so much work there, but there we go. Sentry Gun Dispenser is taken down. The points almost captured. Catfish is unable to get the his counterpart. So they don't really get the medic there, but they get so much damage in position that really their best option it would just be to stay aggressive. Don't let IDS take more space than they're allowed to right now, but Catfish is being way too aggressive. Omni lucky to survive there as well, and it puts them in a really fair position as the Uber it does come out by the side of IDS.
Yeah, Omni will lose his life and Grifts will stick around to apply some pressure. Actually doing a lot of damage to Susu. If it wasn't for the Pyro there, he would definitely have died, but on the retreat, Xander does get a kill onto Shaky. Cookies will retaliate on Devon, not as big of an impact frag, because Eternal is going to be left with another considerable Uber advantage that IDS are going to have to try and stop. They're at about a 30-second disadvantage right now, and Eternal should get Uber before that levels out, so they may try and push this before then. We
have Meth in a really good position to bomb, but he actually decides to go to the flank when the combo was just rolling in underneath him, and he loses his life, so... Oh, it's just poor awareness there as they had a fantastic opportunity. Coden does go down there as the Uber comes out. They get Susu, but no one on the side of IDS is really in position to get taken out except for the Sentry Gun, so they will take that, but Tesla balls to Ella with a fantastic headshot. They get the point, but the Pyro just comes in and W Mouse once, gets the medic, gets the sniper, and that is a fantastic result from Smay, who's really impressed me this map.
Yeah, definitely. But I have a feeling that, you know, Uber advantage will only end up slightly in the way of IDS. But, ooh, Ella. Nice picks there.
Yeah,
Making some space.
Catfish is doing his best to see what they can do, but I mean, you can't just allow a Pyro to walk in with the degreaser and just doubling mouse one your medic like that. Like, I mean, that's just like, that's just really poor play from the side of Sanctum. IDS now with a really comfortable looking hold there as Griffs and Tesla both go down. Mio's getting pressured like crazy, and a couple of sticky guns will take him down. C-bombs will take him down. Catfish almost getting cleaned up as well. Xander as well, coded in an Eternal Fall, and Meth is the only counter pick they get. IDS absolutely crushing Sanctum right now.
Yeah, really aggressive, and they're looking to take this forward. Ace and Susu both peeking the shutter door there, and you've got the combo minus the heavy pushing up Sanctum's right side, and holding that uber close. Susu will get taken out by Xander, and oh, actually, what Cookie's getting Mio, and
Cookie survives.
Yeah.
See, this is really the difference between these two teams. Is IDS weren't afraid to take that aggressive hold, and Sanctum never really put themselves in a position where they were allowed to, and it just worked so well. They bought themselves so much time as Catfish tried to come in. They actually get Zawars with a ton of damage onto the combo there. As Omni jumps up on the edge to try to save himself, will get onto this hut here, but it won't be enough as the pipe from Billy cleans him up. 10 seconds left, and the frag's really coming out. Miro with a nice headshot takes out the demo man. Coden and his engineer will push across the point. And actually, they are getting some decent damage up, but no, Coden falls down. Eternal has to try to defend himself, and it looks like IDS, in barring a miracle, have managed to tie this up 1-1. So it looks like Shy will get the final frag with a shot in. Yeah, really lovely forward hold from IDS. Gives draws them back level 1-1.
Yeah, and I really like the decision in that forward hold to not just hold everyone on the right-hand side. They put their heavy in main, moved their scout across to the left-hand side, and spread it out, kind of like a wall across the point. As we're going to see them all funnel through the main entrance to come into the mid. Sanctum doing the same things they have in most of their combo, coming out their own left side. Tesla taking some hide at the beginning, but having to back off. Actually, Meth being the first casualty again of the mid, but Omni second this time. And with Coden and the rest of the combo so low, they're going to have to back up here. But as you said, Tesla coming in with some really big picks, leaving the heals advantage on the side of Sanctum. And as they're going to be tanking Coden up here, Coden needs to be a little bit careful with his positioning, needing to make sure that Eternal can continue to heal him, but looks like he's done what he needs to as yeah, Sanctum, they'll get the mid, coming up in full Uber advantage right about now.
Yeah, and importantly, Mia gets Ella, eventually will get taken down by Cookies and stuff. There we go, the Uber comes out really aggressively on the side of Sanctum as Coden loses his life. Catfish goes down too, and Omni is unable to clear out this lower area by himself, but Tesla comes in and provides a lot of help. But Tesla and Eternal both fall to Ace, who just survived far too long in that underneath area. Like, basically from the start of the midpoint, they were down there, and they backed out for a moment and then went back down and basically have won IDS a repush there single-handedly.
Yeah, I think, no, the Ubers that I'm seeing coming up from Sanctum here, they're not having any hit scan classes in these Ubers at all. Whether it's a scout, a heavy, even an engineer will do the trick. They just need someone to clean up on the big damage that's getting put out by Omni at the beginning of those Ubers. And at the beginning of the post-fights as well, as we're going to see Sanctum try and retake the point. Ace is underneath getting spammed out, but oh, that's a lot of damage coming out from Bitler. That's
Meth
gross.
and Bitler just, I mean, that was absurd amounts of damage. And a couple of frags will actually go the opposite way. In fact, Tesla gets the medic, but the rest of Sanctum have died. So, you know, it's just Xander sitting there in a corner, not doing much, as they aren't even able to capture the point. So, I mean, Bitler and Meth just absolutely pounding on those explosive classes.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage coming out before the Ubers even managed to be pushed in. As well, we've got Tesla getting very low and some spam. Catfish will actually end up dying instead, but Xander with another pick on the Shaky. That's like the third of the round.
Yeah, but Ace comes in and just provides so much damage. Mio's actually getting off some kills, and no, Ace will eventually go down. So will this be the time for a Sanctum push? But no, Ella gets frags and Smay cleans them up. And Smay, again, Smay's been my my low-key player of the match. Not necessarily doing the most work, but I think the way they're playing around their team has been absolutely fantastic. And again, that's just another example of it there.
Yeah, definitely. Getting in the key moments, just, you know, without that medic pick, I think Sanctum, you know, are pushing this point in the next 10 seconds or so. But instead, that's going to let IDS get uber advantage. They're going to end up with another 30 seconds or so on the clock here, bringing them below a minute easily. But as Mio, he has something to say about it. He's going to get a pick onto Ella here. And maybe with the spawn of Omni here being a few seconds before, although no, as Mio dies, that'll probably kill any hopes of a push that Sanctum did have.
Yeah, almost definitely. And Xander's trying to come up for an opportunity here, but there's just so much pressure coming to this opening of Under. Actually, we have a really aggressive push coming out from Sanctum from this shutter area, but they're really not focusing any of their target. I mean, they get the Uber out, but member after member falls. Eternal dies at 96% Uber, and players just keep falling. I mean, they get Bitler, no, and they get the medic too, so it's not all for naught, but I mean, you can't afford to be that aggressive there when your medic is that close to Uber.
Yeah, I think, you know, Tesla trying to bring a really nice rocket above Shaky, so that way he couldn't surf away. But Sanctum, they're gonna try and bring this back in with some good Hooters.
Oh, sorry.
Flying Hooters.
Yeah, that was bizarre, but it's actually worked out for his team so well. As Sanctum desperately trying to take claw this back, so they have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to try to defend, as they can't allow IDS to capture the point once in this time.
One silver lining is that I believe Eternal got 2 Uber swords there. So he's on 90% Uber.
Yes.
And depending on how well that was called to IDS, they may not think it's that big of an advantage, as they are going to walk in to this Uber. Shaky possibly in a compromising position, but no, Smay will manage to keep them away, and he won't even lose his life, just getting arrow after arrow, and there goes any advantage that Sanctum had. Code's going to try and play below the point. He's going to be way too slow.
They're just capping, and why not? And there we go with just the weight of numbers. They just push in and get a very clean 2-1, and there we go. After things were looking so well for Sanctum early, they're suddenly down a round, as IDS have a chance to win it all here.
Yeah, I mean, only 1 round away. Sanctum starting this off really well. Bitler changing up his rollout a little bit here, coming from up top and getting some good damage onto Omni early. Taking the fight with the beam. Tesla being the first one to die this time. This Catfish is taking a good amount of damage as well. But Omni and Coden both falling in the combo before him. Eternal just needs to look at legging it here, but he will get caught.
Meth and Bitler, again, that's just a combination of them two. Of those two, I should say, to use proper English. Bitler on the point, and then Meth up on top of the hut. They just cornered the combo of Sanctum so well, and just there's nothing you can do when you essentially have 400 damage coming at you in an instant, as Coden goes down as well. And here we go, we see IDS once again not afraid to be really aggressive here into this lobby. They will back out, but not only after doing so much damage. Catfish really lucky to survive with his life there, as yeah, they're in a fantastic position here to keep defending, and Sanctum really need to get a move quick. They can't allow IDS to keep building up the time here, but they're losing player after player as Mia goes down to Ella.
Yeah, I think, you know, no, you don't really need to worry about your cohesion with the English language, as I'm failing to, you know, put anything together as well, because we're both doing a better job than Sanctum is right now, kind of falling apart in these latter rounds. Uber pushing in from IDS, but I don't know if that's the right move, as they've lost half of their combo.
I feel like that was... I'm not going to say it's cocky, but I feel like it was just a bit over-eager.
Yeah, they were trying to roll on their confidence a bit. I get it, right? Definitely, you know, in this situation, you're up 2-1, you're 1 round away from knocking this team out. Push it a bit, right? But I think it needs to come in moderation. You lost the point, you didn't force any Uber, and a team like Sanctum can definitely hold this out for the rest of the round if they manage to pull themselves together. Which,
in a good position, but actually wins the 1v1 against the Engineer. Tesla does go down, so that's a lot of flank pressure gone off the side of Sanctum. But I mean, IDS, they're really unsure. I mean, they're currently on this upper area, but they're just kind of strolling around, giving
I like what
Sanctum a lot of time.
Right now. Coden's in the same position he was in before. He'll get a kill on the meth, will get the kill onto Eller as well, and he'll actually stay alive and get behind.
Yeah, this is really nice play from Coden. The Uber is exchanged from both teams, As Susu comes down, he will get Koden, but it's allowed Catfish to kind of run right. And there we go, Catfish cleans up the medic there before dying to himself. Omni gets ace, so that's a really big counter pick, and we see a bit of aggressive coming in here, but Omni, with his medic, will just do a ton of damage as Meth. There's nothing he can do as Tesla will force him into this lower area. Actually, yeah, we'll find that kill as well. So a really nice defense set from Sanctum as Mio finishes it off with a nice little headshot onto Ella.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sanctum at this point, in this downtime, they're putting a lot of pressure onto this gun and the shutter door. Xander keeping it open, and immediately it goes down to 0. Only getting quite aggressive on the point is Med doesn't have Uber yet, so he will back up a bit and leave the spamming to Tesla. As Cookies, he's getting right behind Koden here, will go down almost immediately, and Omni getting so low to the spam, Eternal will miss a single arrow, as they will have to back out from their own left-hand side to recuperate, get some health, but Mio and Tesla are holding down the fort well enough in the meantime, and they'll come back full health, Uber up in 1 second, just in time for the aggression of IDS to be put to a stop.
Yeah, and this map in particular, it feels like Mio's finally started to get the better of the sniper counterpart, and here we go, really nice Uber coming out from the side of Sanctum, completely destroying, I want to say, 2/3 of the members of IDS. They get a couple of retaliation kills, but it's not enough as Suzu's desperately trying to do what they can on this upper area, winning the 1v1 against Tesla, but Catfish comes in and ruins that little MBE match in the end, and just a really well-timed Uber, something we really haven't seen all match coming out of Sanctum, as they only have 30 seconds left to try to hold on here to tie things back up.
Oh, Koden going down again because his pillars are getting bullied a little bit here, man. It's 2020, got to stop the bullying. As, man, Uber advantage slightly in favor of Sanctum, nothing too bad, but they're actually just going to give up the point here with 10 seconds remaining. Can't blame them too much for it, no point in really, losing too many lives there. As, Omni will die late to a wrangled sentry.
How is Mio... I'm sorry, just while that was happening, I was completely transfixed on the Mio vs Meth counterfight on the side there, where Mio somehow managed to stay alive long enough for his heavy to get to him and save his life. And here we go, really aggressive Uber coming out from the side of Sanctum. The counterpop does come in, Susu and Gris will trade, but really nice positioning from Koden, just pushing everyone back, and that allows Sanctum to retake, and that was just terrific work there by Koden, and it's put IDS in a really precarious position here, as the mini sentry does a ton of work, and Omni is able to clean up that last frag, and there we go. When Sanctum decide to get aggressive, it really pays off, and they've tied it up 2-2. We're down to the final deciding round. Yeah,
definitely. I think Sanctum doing what I mentioned before, they have finally managed to match Koden's pace a little bit, right? They're letting him lead these Ubers, they're meeting him in these fights instead of Koden going into a completely different timing. And it's showing with their successes. Ooh, Ella. Nice shot on the Tesla there, right as he ducks away, and that's the flank of Sanctum falling immediately along with Von, and Smee being the only retaliation as Ella falls now to Mio, Susu having to back up because he is on fire.
Oh my god, Gris. Oh, that was pretty fancy. Remember, kids, Mouse 2 does exist as Pyra, and it is very strong.
It does. It is quite strong as IDS seemingly just sneak that cap in. Barely any players lost on both sides. Tesla getting so much damage done onto the side. But
Sanctum are in a fantastic position here as they're just able to, not quite able to recap. It looks like Catfish will cover it out, but no, Omni does get taken out by Cookies. Eventually will be revenge as the counterpop comes out from both teams. And oh my god, Gris can't even capture the point because he got a headshot as he stood on Eternal. Takes the Uber off for a second of recapture as Koden goes down, but he gets Bitler and a fair whack of damage alongside it, but Ace and his scout will just be able to recap here. But sort of a really odd start here, but it's been completely in the favor of IDS, who have just looked a bit more settled, as Sanctum really need to find that mojo they've had last round.
Yeah, definitely. I think just getting a bit too far ahead of themselves with the Uber there. You're going to see the combo actually rotating all through the main door. I don't know how much I like this. They're all just going to lock themselves in there. Catfish will die immediately. Cookies will die, but there's a lot of damage done to Sanctum. They've got to back up and can't push forward. But Mio, nice shot on the Bitler there, taking him down. As the Koden also gets meth. This is what we need.
Yeah, they are pushing up from a far better position here, but Ella does take out Koden, which is pretty big here. And there we go, the Uber does come out from the side of IDS. Eternal will counter pop, but they're losing players. Von and Griffs both go down, and Omni's really unable to do anything. And the level 3 sentry gun's actually providing a lot. Will eventually get taken down, but Omni somehow able to just stay on the point here, and they will cap it back out. So in a post-Uber fight that shouldn't have gone the way of Sanctum, it somehow plays out alright. Ace taking a ton of damage, but will get arrowed up by his medic. As things have slowed down a bit, Catfish and Cookies will both die. Coden's on fairly low health, and Omni goes down. This is a big opening for IDS to retake the point, which is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to push forward here, knowing that they can take this fight very convincingly. Getting that cap, no one really going down on the side of IDS. What's that? Soldier getting taken down a little bit low. Ella taking some damage in the sniper fight, but at the end of the day, both teams getting everyone back up. Sentry gun, poor Sentry gun being the only casualty until Omni decides to say something about that.
Oh my god, Meth completely destroying Tesla in that 1v1 before Mio takes down him and Ella yet again. Mio being really, I want to say, the determining factor on why Sanctum are playing so well. Cookie's in a quite aggressive position here, but I think Griffs is kind of eyeing them out, and they're unable to really get any good position here as Omni is pressuring this upper area, but getting pressured really hard from Susu. A really nicely timed move, but Coden is popped in retaliation and is just able to be kept alive by Coden, as they're not able to kill Bitler in the end out of all of that. So a fantastic scout Uber coming out from IDS lets them retake the point and will give them at least another 20 seconds on the clock, you'd have to think.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, the thing is, with their spawns right now, I think Sanctum could look at pushing this right now. Because they can only put one of their heavy sniper and spy through the telly, and they put their spy through it immediately, which is a very odd choice. And yeah, you're going to see Sanctum just look at taking this point immediately with the lack of presence that the spy gives. Means absolutely nothing. And Cookies goes for the stab onto Xander, but gets Omni instead.
Meth coming in with a big bomb, but unable to clean it up. Wow, that is Cookies. Just as much as Mio is doing on the side of Sanctum, Cookies has been absolutely phenomenal for IDS this match. As we see though, Sanctum have about a 30-second time deficit to try to claw back here, but they are in a fairly good position as Ubers are even. Cookies again being fairly aggressive, and there we go, really early Uber coming out on the side of IDS. And Eternal popping with no real pressure here, but it's just good to the way they're keeping their team alive. Neff goes down, Bitler goes down, and some really nice damage being exchanged as Griff's being taken out isn't fantastic. There is Cookies with another fantastic stab. Eternal's kind of in no man's land as Coden will get taken down as well, but Xander and Omni seem like they might have done enough to keep the team alive here, but Smade's coming in with that double mouth punch. Oh my god, Eternal and Mio.
No, he has to... Okay, he went to the dispenser. If he went to the pack, I'm pretty sure he was dead there.
But for all that fight, we do see IDS reclaiming the point, although somehow for all that Sanctum were able to get a slight time advantage, but that will immediately be stripped from them as Mio once again gets Ella, which has just been the tail of Cold Plant, as we see Coden getting really aggressive here, and this is exactly what they need. They need this early damage, and Omni coming in with these sticky bombs, and they're getting some nice point time as well, and it looks like this will be a fairly easy retake as both medics are about 20% away from getting Uber here. Actually no, Eternal's got a good advantage here if they're able to use it, as Susu kind of throws his life away. Smay being really aggressive, they do get this Uber up, and it looks like, oh my god, Xander with a fantastic work to kill Bitler, but it looks like Shaky will survive and will able to get Uber for their team. But it doesn't matter if everyone is dead.
Yeah, and I just... Eternal keeping that Uber only on Coden, he had people with him that could have maybe gone forward, but let's see. IDS have the Uber advantage. No spy, they're going to look at pushing this in right as Sanctum.
Really nice angle there onto the heavy, and actually some really nice picks before that, and a very clean retake for the side of IDS, and only have 20 seconds of life, and
it's not impossible, but
it's not impossible.
With a kill on the Mio, Mio's out. Mio will not be back in this fight.
Ella, this last 30 seconds has been the difference. As that Uber fight happened, they got about 4 kills, and then another one onto Mio just after, and onto Coden. They are getting a nice re-push here on the side of Sanctum. The damage is actually being spread over fairly well. Coden will go down, Catfish goes down as well, but Omni's actually standing on the point. Smay comes in to deny. It's just Xander and Eternal and Mio. There's nothing they can do. Mio will get one headshot. It's going to take an absolute miracle. The time slowly ticks down as Meth cleans up that kill, and we have the Iran defense squad winning Coal Plant 3-2 and taking the series 2-0 over Sanctum.
But yeah, that's Sanctum eliminated. First team eliminated from playoffs, going out in 4th place, with IDS going to go to the... they're going to play the loser of the winner bracket finals, which is happening on Friday, which we will also be covering. And that will be Red Pandas versus Hunting Season, Seed 1 versus Seed 2. Pandas yet again this season, undefeated. Hunting Season losing only 1 map, which was 2 Pandas. Most people, let's be real, likely a matchup of the grand final there. Seed 1 and 2, it's been the way it goes in Australian Highlander for the past several years, but that'll be a good one to watch, definitely a sneak preview as to what'll be happening in a week or two's time. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Congratulations to the Iran Defense Squad. Your name may be spelt incorrectly, but you can play TF2 better than Sanctum, and you managed to pull out the win to play the loser of Friday's game. So, I guess we'll go to shoutouts. Foz, do you have any shoutouts?
Oh, just the standard, both teams for providing some fun Highlander. Again, it's the first Highlander I've casted, let alone watched, in a very long time, so it was an enjoyable game to get back into. Michael, obviously yourself for being a wonderful co-caster, and Core on production for always stepping up to the plate and doing a fantastic job. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. I mirror all of those shoutouts. Both teams. Connor for the production. You for coming out. Like you said, first time you casted Highlander in a while. Pulling you out of the grave. We're gonna get you back in here. Maybe if this is the last time, who knows? But it was fun. Good games tonight. And outside of that, shout out to Coden. That's all. Keep an eye out for the cast on Friday night. I believe that is starting at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Last time we'll have any Daylight games until it starts up again later in the year, so keep that in mind. Keep an eye out for that. Pandas versus Hunting Season will be a good game. I am Michael. Foz was with me. Connor on production, or Big Core. And we'll see you next time.
Good night.